Jason Plato and Matt Neal join us on the balcony of the office, and this could be the last time we get this man here as a touring car driver. We've got Matt Neal here who can give Jason maybe some words of wisdom about what's facing Jason ahead of this could be his last year of touring car racing. First of all, how do you feel after your Saturday qualifying, don't pick the label off the microphone, at Knockhill Racing Circuit?
Do you know what? We've done a pretty good job as a team today, but we're just struggling in the bits between the corners, the straight line stuff. But, I'm not going to let it ruin me weekend. It's been like it for a little while. We just got to try and do the best job we can. But, yeah, both me and Josh are struggling a bit.
It's a circuit that you know well. You've got a good fan base here, like the man standing next to us. You looking forward to trying to put a show on for the crowd tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, if I'm having fun out there, then there'll be a great show. And, Matt knows that. We're lucky. When we're having the best, the time of our life, then everyone else is enjoying it. And that's what we want to be doing tomorrow. It's just a shame the big tall lads are not out there. Because I'm just trying to think now. The last time, where was the last time we knocked a few lumps out of each other? It was a good few years ago.
Numerous ones, but
yeah, I mean, it's been loads, but not for a long while, eh?
Yeah, a long while. We actually speak to each other now, so.
Well, putting this together, we were actually thinking, what can we get Matt and Jason on the balcony? I said, Jason, look, we come down for a quick chat. It might be the last time we see you for this. And I said, hang on, we'll stop and get Matt. And you come out with a nickname for Matt, which you possibly can't use just now because they're filming. Although Chris could beep it because it's not live. But don't
I mean,
go
we've
there.
got loads of nicknames, and I'm sure he's got loads of nicknames for me. But obviously, the tall streak is one. I mean, I mean, there's lots, isn't there?
Do you have a special nickname for Jason?
Hundreds.
So Matt, you stopped the end of last year. Obviously, was it last year or the year before? Last year you stopped. How are you,
year before.
Yeah. So how are you enjoying being away from the driving side of things? And what advice can you give to Jason?
Don't give up. I think you should continue.
Are you missing it then?
The driving, no, I haven't. But as I said to Dunk before, I've done it for 30 years. I would be sad if, when Alan said, we'll do a retirement thing, I didn't want to do that because I wanted to leave the door open to come back. And it was sort of Honda exiting it was the catalyst. I think I was ready at the time. Right. But if my last race was the one behind closed doors with no fans, that'd be sad. Yeah. It would be nice to have one last dance and, one last season. So I'm not saying never, but...
Do you know what I've heard? I've heard that, rumours are afoot that might be at some point in the future, because people are talking about it, like a two-driver race.
Well, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine?
Could you guys share a car?
But I'd love to. I think it'd be great. We'd have a great time.
There's a lot of stories that could be told in that, but would you share a car with Jason? Would you enjoy that?
Well, actually, it would be completing the circle because he shared the car with other drivers he's hated, Menu, Muller. So I would just be joining the club at various points in his career. So it would be good, though. Yeah, it'd be.
And he's been inside your car quite a few times with his car, of course.
He's tried.
Yeah. I think that'd be great. I think it'd be great. I mean, Matt just briefly mentioned it. We get on great now, and we had a really good chat when we did that thing with Johnny Smith. And what is just the way it is. And if you look at all drivers that have had, combative years, and bearing in mind, BTC for many a year was just me and Matt. It was the Matt and the JP show, and we were always on the TV because we were always in good cars, and we were the top of our game. And it's very difficult to have a relationship in that sort of situation. But having done that talk with Johnny Smith, one thing which came apparent was actually it's just the heat of the moment, and it's just competition.
If you're competitive and you're up the front, you end up not falling out, but you do fall out because you're just it's very intense out there, and Jason's fallen out with a load of other people, not just me, and I've done the same. Yeah. With a load of other people. It's just, I think it's because our careers spanned longer than everybody else's, and we were up the front for probably longer than everybody else. So it's just, it did get a bit out of hand at points.
I mean, it did, didn't it?
There's two main moments that stick in my memory for touring car racing.
Only two, really?
Well, yeah, but two big, wow moments. John Cleland,
Oh, I
Steve
see what you
Soper,
mean.
the man's an animal.
Right.
And then for you guys, it was Rockingham 2015, where
What,
you,
where we were play
you
fighting?
were begging for him to hit you, and he was trying to hit you, but had a sore hand at the time, and you were with your helmet on, goading him as much as you could. But I mean, that was the height of it. You know, obviously there was a.
It did boil over a bit, didn't it?
It was
And
good.
yeah,
Though.
the funniest thing, I can't remember. I've got it in my mind. It was £5 we got fined. Was it £2 or £5?
I think it was 2.
Was
each.
it? Two each.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got fined. Yeah, £2 for that. I mean, each.
Yeah, that's.
And I remember saying, "But what for? We're all over the media. It's good for the championship."
Yeah, and then we left the steward's office after they frog marched us there and frog marched us out. And 100 metres away, the ITV blokes were going, "That's brilliant, lads. Can you do it again?" Well, you want to pay the fine?
No, you don't want to pay any fine. So you've heard a little bit of advice from the big man here. You know, he says don't give up. Is it still something that is it 100% or what's happening?
I still, for all the hatred that's gone on, I want him to achieve his 100 wins, and I think he's still capable of it.
You're 3 away from it, you know.
I mean, which actually, to answer your question, I appreciate that, Matt. Thank you. Yeah, one of the reasons why I wanted to join BTC is if you look at their performance last year, I genuinely believed I was stepping into a championship winning car. And I am in a championship winning chassis, but we just haven't got the engine performance. So, I'm now in this situation yet again where I'm in a car which is great, and the team are good, and I've got no donkey. Yeah. And actually that's made me not want to stop, because I don't want to.
You don't want to bow out on us.
No, and I still feel good in the car. And I'm quite easy with the concept that Josh, my teammate, is at the height of his career, and he's world class at the moment, and I'm a 10th behind him. And you know what? At 55 years old, or best part of, I'm okay with that. And I think if I get the right kit underneath me in terms of a motor, we'll win some races. I think there's still life in the old.
And being from a different
nose,
team manager, do you agree? Do you think he's still fast enough when you see him on track and look at his times?
Yeah, I think everything's achievable. The championship's designed like that, so you can be. And his racecraft is second to none. So
you're 55, yeah? Who's oldest out of you two guys?
me by about 6 months.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't look that way, but
But can you imagine me and you sharing a car? That'd be a
Combined
combined
age
age
of
of 110. I mean, how good is that? And then we stick it up them. Oh.
Well, it'd be an interesting thing to see. And we're not talking about the thing like at Goodwood here. We'd actually like to see this happen in a touring car race. Is that what you guys would like to have?
it'd be great. I mean, the 2 driver races at Goodwood are always the blue ribbon events of the of the meeting, and it'd be great to do that in modern kit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. I mean, Matt's done Bathurst and a few of the other 2 driver events in Australia, like I have, and they're brilliant, aren't they? They're really great.
Imagine what the paying public would say if they saw a touring car running down the pit lane with Neal and Plato on the side window.
I think they'd love it.
It'd be box office stuff, though, wouldn't it?
They'd love it. And do you know
Box of
what?
bits, maybe.
I'd love it. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great to actually, to sit in a debrief room and listen to what Matt's got to say. And I'm sure he'd be interested in what I would want to say. And I think it'd be a really interesting project. And actually, I think we'd only end up having more respect for each other. And there's plenty there already. I think it'd be a really great, cool thing to do.
I think we're lucky to get you two guys on the balcony and for Matt to give you a little bit of advice. And the advice that he's saying is to not stop racing. So who knows what's going to come from Jason Plato's year here with BTC Racing in the British Touring Car Championship. Will he take some advice from Matt Neal? I bet he's never done that before, but who knows towards the end of the year. We wish you the best of luck for race day. We can't wait to see you here. If it is the last dance, Jason, it's been great fun for us watching it from the outside.
I appreciate that, thank you.
And we love seeing you at Knockhill. And Matt, thank you very much for taking time out your busy schedule as a team manager. Now, he walks about with 2 radios and 2 headsets on him. He looks very pro. And I've got the microphone, so you can't say anything, but no doubt at the end of this, I'll need to run. But
and you walked in on quite a spicy meeting.
I think I walked in on the meeting that I probably shouldn't have, the dynamics truck. But there we go, that's another story. But thank you very much, guys, for joining us.
Pleasure.
That's one of our big screens arriving for tomorrow. If you're coming along, make sure you get here nice and early. The Quickfoot British Touring Car Championship is back at Knockhill Racing Circuit for Sunday. We've had qualifying today. Jake Hill's on pole. JP was in the gravel trap, but he means business. He'll be coming through. Take care, guys. Thank you.